Hello and welcome to another video lesson with Mr. Roman. Today we're going to be talking about applications of systems of equations, part 2. So let's give one of the word problems that we had to deal with in class. It says a tea company sells a blended tea mixture for $25 a pound. And to make this mixture, they blend in, to make the mixture, which is called blackberry tea, they use dried blackberries that cost $10.50 per pound, and those are blended with regular tea that costs $35 a pound. Now, how many pounds of the regular tea should be added to 5 pounds of the dried blackberries to make the new mixture, which is blackberry tea? So here, let's draw a diagram of what we got here. And what we're doing, we're saying dried blackberries get put into a mixture with what we call regular tea. And that is going to create a new mixture of blended tea, which we can also call blackberry tea. Now, there are some things we need to know in this problem that we don't know, so we're going to have to define those as variables. And first thing we need to know is that the M is going to represent the number of pounds that the blended tea mixture weighs. And what we can do then is write M as our variable. So then we're going to look to represent the total, the number of pounds of the regular tea used in the blended mixture as T. So the T is the number of pounds that are used in the mixture. Now, we know that we're using 5 pounds of the blackberries, the dried blackberries, and we're using an unknown number of pounds of the regular tea. So the total amount of the mixture M, so the total weight of the mixture M, we can represent with an equation which is M equals 5 plus T. And then we can say the total cost of that mixture, the total cost of this blended tea mixture here, we can say, well, it cost us 5 times 1050 for just the dried blackberries. And then it cost us 35 times T for just the regular tea. So those two things added together are going to equal the total cost of the mixture. So let's look at the equation here for total cost. The total cost should be 10.5 times 5, which is going to be the cost of just the dried blackberries. So dried blackberries. And then this is going to represent the cost of just the tea, so the regular tea. And then if I want to know how much that the mixture costs, well, we'd take the total number of pounds of the mixture times the price per pound that we're going to be selling it for, and we would write that as 25M. So 25M, that is where the 25M comes in here. Okay? So now we have two equations. We have the blue, this one here and this one here. But we can solve neither one of them because there's two variables in both of them. Well, we can use what we call the substitution property. And the substitution property says this. Since we know that M is equal to this quantity here, 5 plus T, we can substitute that in for M right here. And that means I can rewrite this equation as 10.5 times 5 plus 35T equals 25 times that new quantity, 5 plus T. So how do we solve this? Well, the way to solve this would be to, first of all, use your multiplication to get 10.5 times 5, which is 52.5 plus 35T. And then on the other side, we're going to use what we call the distributive property. So 25 times 5, which is 125, plus 25 times T, which is 25T. And then we're going to use our solving equation techniques where we're going to subtract 25T from both sides. And over here you'll get 0. Here you'll get 10T, 52.5 equals 125. And then you're going to subtract 52.5 from both sides. Subtract 52.5. And in that case, you're going to get 10T equals 72.5. So pausing here for a second. So we know that 10t equals 72.5. So to undo the multiplication by 10, we divide by 10 on both sides. And that means that t is going to equal 7.25. Now, just finding the answer is not enough here. You need to be able to explain what that means, what that value means. So let's go back to what we defined t to be. So we said that t here represents the number of pounds of regular tea used in the blended tea mixture. So what we can say then is t equals 7.25 is there are 7.25 pounds of regular tea in the mixture. And that would be your final answer here. So that should help you on your homework for tonight. And if you have questions, please come to class and we will talk about them.